Right. Okay, good morning, welcome back. Now, here we are with day 22 of Hayabusa build and the crack. Now, I've got to say first of all, thanks for all your awesome comments in the last video. Yesterday, Friday, I posted the video up showing you this and your comments just streamed in, and we really want to thank you for your support for that. It was great to get some of the suggestions and the ideas of how to fix this, and actually 24 hours on from seeing that for the first time, it doesn't seem half as bad. It truly doesn't. Now, I have spoken with the dealer I got the bike from. I'm not claiming here. The word claim doesn't exist in this. But chuck us a bone. What can you do? Is there any? If you've got any suggestions? I'm a bit lost. This is kind of above my head. I've never seen that. Where do I go from here? Where would you go from here? And he said, right, all I would do, he said, I'd wheel it down to the local aluminium fabricating company that we use. He said, and I'd just get them to TIG weld it up. Job done. That's it. Now, he also went on to say, if you drop the bike in a van, stick the front end in, wheel it over here, he said, leave it with me for a couple of days, I'll get it done. No problem. He didn't even talk about money. So there we are. That's the measure of the guy. Now, I haven't mentioned who this dealer is because I just don't want to. I don't want that to be part of this. They're friends of mine and I want to leave it at that. But from that point of view, technically, there's no liability, but he's still, after doing the forks for free as well, because that was all worn out, he still said he's going to help sort that out for me if I want to. Now, that motivates me to help myself a little bit more. Because if he can get it to a local TIG welding aluminium fabricating company who can TIG weld it up, then I can do the same. Now, I've made contact with a mobile welder. Now, I've sent him some pictures and he said, it's possible. He said, it's very dirty in there, very contaminated. He said, it may just blow through, we don't know. So, here's my remit. He said, get it all ripped apart, get the exhaust out of the way, get everything you can out of my face so I can see in there, I can get the torch in there and so on. He said, and I'll come on Monday and have a look and see if you can do it. This is the hurdle for today. Rip all that out and strip it, ready for surgery, okay? Let's get stuck in. So here we are, first of all, one of them in the drill press for a test drill. Damn, that's hard. That bolt really is hard. For some reason, could be a 12.9 or something, I don't know, but that isn't taking a drill bit. That's not nice mild steel. That's just pulling a nice chip out, not by any means. And I was pulling on that hard enough to risk the drill bit itself. There's no point in destroying tools. They ain't coming out easily, or they ain't drilling out easily anyway. I'm going to try one. Just going to take a fresh brand new 6mm drill bit, one that doesn't rattle against the sides. It's a little bit too small for what I need, but I want to see if I can get a hole going inside there. So I'm going to just try one with a new drill bit and see if I can get in there. But that was interesting. Not seen that before. Nope, not a chance. As you can see, the complete absence of any chips or filings whatsoever. Nothing coming out, and that's squeaking. It's just rubbing against it, literally polishing it up. It's not even made it shiny. So these bolts are proper hard. So that means put the drill away, get the Dremel out, and see if I can cut the heads off, because there is a good 10mm of thread before the actual thread goes into the head. So I'll have 10mm sticking out even if I cut the head clean off, and I was just going to drill the heads off anyway. So that's the mission here, to get the heads off. So next up, Dremel. We'll through it eventually. There's the solution. It's just a long-winded process. Cuts it clean off. Right, okay, that's the third one out. It's 1 PM, that's 3.5 hours to get those two heads off, that flange out of the way, that head off down there, and I've got one head that at the moment I can't get to. I can't get anything to it with this pipe in place. So I'm going to keep thinking. As a final eventuality, weld an Allen key into it, and hopefully that might crack it and actually take it out, which will be a little bonus. I've got 2 stumps to remove there. I'm going to do those when the exhaust itself is out the way and I can get a stud extractor on them and remove them nicely before they shear off flush. Right, just a little die grinder head, just to flush off the little remnants of the head where I've cut it away. Cutting the head flush, still left a tiny little shade of the bolt head there, so just literally cutting that back and actually boring into the bolt shaft slightly so it's completely clear of any flange around it, and it will just wiggle off when I need to get that final plate off. Right, the last one is the most rounded out of all. And for everybody who said stick a T40 Torx bit in it, there's a T40. It goes in and it just turns. But a T45 doesn't go near it. And trying to hammer it in, well, you just don't even think about it on this, do you? The cylinder head casting is already fragile, we said everything there. So I think the last resort now for the one remaining bolt is an Allen key. A 6mm Allen key, the original size. I'm going to grind the end a little bit pointed to give it a little bit of space. I'm going to pop that in there and then weld it both sides. Loads of power, nice penetration, and get that welded to the head, and then see if I can turn that with a ring spanner. Oh my God, that is the last one, and it is just resisting. Now, what I've got there now, what I've got in that space is a very ugly blob of Allen head bolt and Allen key sheared off and weldage blobbage. So I'm wondering whether those Sealy lock-on sockets one might tap on there, no more aggressively than tap tap tap, and then as it starts to turn, maybe it will grab hold of some of it and bite it. I don't care whether it shears it off, I just need the exhaust out of the way so we can deal with the head. One way or another, that's the next level. Okay, if you've never heard of these, I did a video some time ago. Let me just show you. This is a Sealy lock-on socket. I think there are other companies available, and as you can see, there we are. Now if you see inside the socket, these lines, three lines, and so on. So on 3 of the sides, these little lines scrape. They act like little chisels. And as you spin, as a nut is wrung off, almost rounded off completely, they will cheese grater pieces of swarf off the surface as it slips and builds up inside a little lump of swarf that eventually jams it and hopefully we'll get it to move, we hope. So let's see if Sealy lock-on sockets can get to this one. Cha-ching. Let it tap on. Now it will slip until it bites. Well, it broke the head off, that's good. There we are. That gripped that enough to shear the head off, which is what I wanted anyway. So now I can get the exhaust off at least. There we go. Right, I've got 4 studs stuck in the head, but that's a standard process. A little bit of heat, penetrating oil, stud extractor, and I can do that once the exhaust am off out the way. So let's clear up some of this debris, make the place a little bit tidier and safer to work in, I'll see if I can actually get that exhaust out without shearing off this little fractured piece, which is what the whole party is all about. Okay, home stretch, hopefully. Now I think, by the look of it, the exhaust itself seems to only be being held on by the inertia or the grip of those 4 holes and 1 bolt at the back. There's a big bolt in the centre that goes onto the exhaust and up underneath the frame, but it's literally fractured and sheared off and just flapping about, so that's not doing any work. So it just seems to be 1 bolt on the silencer. If I take that off, I should start to get some movement and be able to wiggle this thing out of its space. Right, now just a little clean up. I've just got a felt bob on the end of the Dremel, a little bit of the polishing soap they come with. I'm just going to clean up that alley and try and get it nice and shiny, ready for the welder. Right, there we are, ready. That has been day 22. 5 hours of wrestling and puffing to get that lot out. Now with the 4 studs that remain, I've got a nice healthy 8mm protruding, and I know from the old bolts that the corrosion doesn't go all the way down. It's probably just on the surface here. So I'm going to soak those for a few days in the rust off ice, and I'm just going to wait and leave them, and then I'll get some heat in there. I'll come back to them and extract them all. Might invest in a stud extractor. I had one, but I lent it out, and you know the rest. So there we go. That is now ready for the welder. As I said at the beginning of the video, this is Saturday in my time, and Monday, so 2 days from now, the guy's coming to have a look at that and tell me if you can do it. In the initial look-see in that photo, the avatar of the last video, that looked flaky and thin and extremely fragile. Right now though, it looks thick, chunky, and what I mean is it's just smooth now, it's beefy, and it doesn't move. There's no flex in it whatsoever. It's been jacked apart by the rust, but it's kind of stayed there, and it can stay there because the ring gasket that holds the exhaust and seals it is inboard of it. So there's good metal holding that ring gasket in place. I've just got to put an exhaust up against it and it should seal no matter what. All we're going to do with this is beef it up and tack it into place so it doesn't fall off or fracture in the future. And I'm thinking possibly investing in a stainless exhaust so that doesn't happen again. So there we go, that's it for today. Day 22 over and done with. I'm absolutely covered in it. I need to have a shower and get to work in about an hour and a half's time. So there we are, thank you for watching. Thank you for all your amazing support with this. This was a little hurdle to cross. That's the way projects go sometimes. You just need a sense of humour. Take it easy, ride safe. I'll see you next time.